Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Most definitely. We call him Mashiach Yahushua because that's what they would have called him in the
Do you
Hebrew.
believe in hell and heaven?
We believe in hell and heaven, but maybe not the way you believe. We believe it the way the Bible teaches, which means it's a condition on earth, right? Have you heard of the Lord's Prayer?
Do you believe in hell and heaven?
Yes, I do. But what I'm saying is, the way we believe it, the way the Bible teaches hell and heaven, is different than how Pork Chop Pastor teaches heaven and heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Pork Chop Pastor tells you you get to heaven when you die, and you get to hell when you die, right? The Bible's, hold on, let me finish. I'm about to explain it. The Bible explains heaven is a condition on earth. Hell is a condition on earth. When one people is in heaven, another people is in hell. It's not the same for everybody. That's what Pork Chop has to teach you. That when we go to, that when we die, we're gonna go to the same heaven that our slave master is in. But God's supposed to be a just God. That's a
What
contradiction.
do you believe?
I'm trying to tell you, brother. The Bible says don't interrupt. No. I'm telling you what I believe versus what he believes.
Okay.
So I'll just speak on what I believe. So the Israelites, we believe that so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the people that descend from Israel that are on the sign, they've gone through the curses of Deuteronomy, which prove the curses. Here, let's get it.
You asked an important question, and I don't think he got it.
So,
what does the Lord's Prayer say? What
Yeah,
is the Lord?
yeah,
You got the Lord's Prayer?
I'm gonna give you back the point. I promise you. I just got it.
Our Father, who
What
art
in
in
heaven?
heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Uh-huh.
Thy kingdom come.
Where?
Thy will be done
Where?
on earth.
Okay.
That's where the king
As
is.
it is
As
in
it is in heaven.
Right, as it is in heaven. So the question is right. When you read the book of Revelations, right? What's the root word in Revelation? Revealing, right? When you read the book of Revelations, the book of chapter 21, it literally gives you the description of heaven. It's revealing to you what heaven's going to be like. And it tells you heaven, you can see it coming down because it's going to be on earth. It's not there. Right now, the reason we say rest in peace when people die is because your spirits go back to the Father. Everybody's resting until the resurrection, right? Heaven has not started yet. Hell is started for the Israelites because that's the only people God deals with. According to Amos 3, which we could get, the only family that God deals with, the only family that he's ever known on the earth is the Israelites. So he's punishing us for all our iniquities. That's hell, right? Soon, let's give me a minute. Hold on. Soon we're going to be in a situation of heaven, right? Once Jesus comes back. He's coming back to put his people in heaven, right? As a result of that, the people that aren't his people will be in hell. We can get that more in a minute. But I want you to read what you got.
I have a question when you're all over, brother.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I answer what you asked me first with the Bible? Because I don't just speak like he does. I like to prove all things.
That's what I'm...
All right.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven.
So a new heaven, right? So this is not the heaven that things will be done as they are right now, right? This is a new heaven, the heaven we actually get to live in. You're not alive up there, you're dead, right? Go ahead.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
So the first one is gone, it's passed away. So in order for there to be a heaven at this time, the new one has to come, which is going to be on earth as the Lord's Prayer does. The Lord's Prayer is for the saints, the people that hope to live in that new heaven, right? But the Bible explains it's only for a certain people. Everybody can't be a saint. Saint is there's a nationality that comes with being a saint. It's a gift, it's a blessing, right? For the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not just the seed of Abraham by itself. That includes more people than the seed of Isaac and Jacob. Isaac had 2 sons, and then Jacob just has the 12 tribes. So that blessing is just for the 12 tribes, and Paul explains that in Romans 9 and Romans 11, but we'll get that later.
And there was no more sea. Verse 2.
So that passed away.
And I, John, saw the holy city.
So the set-apart city, because Jerusalem is a city, right? The Israelites are going to get to live in the city of Jerusalem, which will be heaven, right? And the rest of the world will be for the heathen. Go ahead.
And I, John.
So the many mansions that the church talks about, that will only be in the kingdom, which the kingdom will be Jerusalem, right? The kingdom isn't the whole planet. The whole earth was made for the Israelites' sake, but the kingdom itself is going to be in the city God chose, which is Jerusalem, right?
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven.
So it comes down from God out of heaven. The word heaven here doesn't mean heaven like you think when you die. Heaven just means place in the sky in the Hebrew and the Greek, right? So the heaven we hope to live in, there's like 4 heavens in the Bible, right? There's one where the Most High lives. There's one a little bit lower than that. There's one we go to when we die, and then there's this one, right? This is considered a heaven and a hell too. Rulership is heaven, right? But that's what I was about to get into. Here, there's a people ruling, and there's a people getting ruled over, right? The people ruling, which would be who we call the white man, the Edomites, according to the Bible. The Bible talks about how they have the end of the world, and Jacob is going to be the rulers of the one that follow him. That's in the book of Ezra, right? So Ezra told us that the last people to rule the earth is going to be the Edomites, so-called white people, right? In Malachi and Romans, God says they're the people on the planet which he hates. God hates, right? A specific people. And they're the border of wickedness. They're the ones that are going to be destroyed in the book of Obadiah, right? That's the white man, the guy we see here. The one destroying the ozone layer, the one destroying the planet. He's the reason why everybody's in mourning, right? He's the devil, the deceiver. That's what devil means, deceiver, that the Bible speaks of. So-called white man. Once his kingdom's done, our kingdom begins. What this is a trial to see who's going to make it into our kingdom. In order to be a ruler in our kingdom, you have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, and you have to be one of the 1/3, 144,000/elect, right? That's the people that come back, the 1/3. And we'll get that in.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Verse 12.
So now we've seen the holy city come down and be prepared as a bride.
And had a wall.
The last scripture I'm reading, I'll let you get your question.
And had a wall great and high. And had 12 gates.
Right? 12 gates. So they teach you in the church that heaven is just one big old white pearly gate that anybody can walk through. But the Bible said it had how many gates?
And had a wall great and high and had 12 gates.
So it's got 12 gates because it's not for everybody. You've got to have a name on the gate, a tribe on the gate, and you've got to be from the nationality that the gate is for, or you cannot get into the kingdom of heaven according to the Bible. So the pastor lied.
Your name have to be written in the book of life.
It's not, this isn't the book of life, this is the book of nationality. This is literally a book that's going to have, not a book, this is a sign on the gate. If this is a gate, my gate got my name on it, you see a big B or something, it ain't going to have a big B. It's going to say a G for Gad, because that's the tribe I come from, right? You guys might come from the tribe of Judah, same tribe as Christ, right? Your tribe, the gate you got to go through is going to be the tribe with the big old Y on it, because ain't no J in Hebrew. It's going to say Y, Yahweh, right? That's what that's going to be. Jesus' name ain't Jesus. The letter J was made in 1524. His name's Yahawashah, right? That's why we say Yahawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. King James' name wasn't King James. He was King Imex. Because the letter J wasn't invented when he was alive.
So are we all going to end up in the same heaven?
No.
Because you're saying it's 12 gates.
12 gates.
And each tribe would be going to a different
Right.
gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heaven, as we said, is a city, right?
I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
All the 12 tribes are going to get to go to the same city. But in order to get in the city, you've got to be able to specify who you are based on this gate.
I'm going to verse 12 again. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates 12 angels.
12 angels now, right? So we've got 12 bouncers that are basically standing at the gate, right? And they're making sure if you're not from this tribe, you can't get in this gate, right? So what that leaves for the white man and the Islamic man and the African and the Asian man that don't have a gate, that means that they're going to be a different type of people in the kingdom, and the Bible talks about that, right? Servants, subjects, slaves, right? Because we were their servants and subjects and slaves in this kingdom. This is their heaven.
And now they're going to be.
Now they're going to turn to our servants and slaves. Whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not, that's what the doctrine of the Bible is, and we're going to prove it, right?
And names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So everything I just mentioned, you just read, right? The names on this gate, on these 12 gates that get you into the kingdom of heaven, are nothing but the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. If you're not in the 12 tribes, you're going to be sad because you're not getting into the gate unless you're a servant of the 12 tribes. And as our servants, we can do the same thing that slave master was doing to us. He says in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah, we're going to make them drink a double cup, meaning they're going to get double worse than we got. We're not going to do nothing gay, ain't going to be no butt breaking or nothing like that. But Bible says it's going to be ravishing of women. There's going to be dashing babies' heads against the stones. All type of different things because God's a just God. anything they did, we get to do back to them. But they get to drink a double cup of destruction. They're gonna get it twice as bad. And they never get the kingdom back. We get to rule forever with Jesus. That's how it works. So everything that's going on here, Philando Castile, Michael Brown, all of that is a prophecy. It's Zechariah 11 and 5, right? That's happening so that we can make that happen to them.
Back in those biblical days,
Had we been?
have we?
Yeah.
Sometimes
There's
I
no new
wonder-
thing in the sun. You were definitely, all of y'all, whether you're not going to remember it, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Right? That deja vu feeling,
Yes, and I've had that plenty of times.
I'm about to read why you've got it, but you can't remember exactly what you think you know, right? It says you're not going to have remembrance of former things, but it's going to be certain things that you're going to know. No, I've been here before, right? It's because you're not supposed to remember exactly what's supposed to happen, otherwise your spirit would be cheating. You wouldn't get through the
Because
test,
it's a
right?
spirit. The spirit never dies.
Spirit never dies, spirit never lies.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, verse 1, or chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
So whatever's been here before, it's going to be again, right? It's not going to stop.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Whatever was done by that thing is going to be done again. If you were somebody that followed the Most High, you're going to find a way to follow the Most High again. If you were somebody waking up the people, the prophets are back on the earth again. If you're somebody that's not following the Most High and don't give a damn, you're going to die. That's the way it is.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new thing under the sun, right?
Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new?
No, it's not.
It hath already been of old time, which was before us.
Everything has been here before.
Verse 11, there is no remembrance of former things.
And that's why you can't remember. Even though you've been here before, you're never going to remember what it is until you get to the kingdom, right? We used to say at our old school, he's going to like put a projector on the screen, he's going to play back all your lives. And you're going to get to, like as he's deciding whether you were worthy enough to get into the kingdom, right? When he's reading you your verdict and stuff, right? You're going to get a playback of all your lives and what you did. And if you was worthy, if you came back to the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's what our whole duty is every single life we have, then you get the kingdom.
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
And because you can't be cheating as a spirit, he's not going to allow you to know what you don't know. So you're not going to remember or know, hey, I'm just going to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, so I can just do whatever I want to do here because I'm going to wake up in the last time. He wants you to live out the story. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening now.
So we're not going to know our loved ones.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay.
You'll remember them in the last day. In the kingdom of heaven, it also says we're not going to remember our former life. So if you make it to the kingdom, you'll know who your family is, but you won't remember this lifetime.
You don't remember the pain, the tears, the
That's
sorrow.
why there won't be no more tears.
But we will know one another.
You'll know one another. And if you're one of the camps that believe this, which I believe we are, there's going to be people, having people in the kingdom as well. So it's going to be like, family members that you had that are going to get to show back up at some point. They're not going to be the same person, but you'll see them again. So, and I want to bring out one scripture before we let him ask this question. Give me Isaiah 14.
Yeah, let him read it.
Time.
So last scripture I want to bring out, Isaiah chapter 14, just to prove the slavery part.
Right, and I want you to remember you said earlier, right? You said earlier that what happened to past our ancestors, now they're going to have to drink, when you see that double cup, this is what it's talking about right here. You got it?
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
So we see right here, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Who's Jacob?
Y'all know?
You know?
Jacob is?
You've heard of Jacob? Who's Israel?
Wow. You read the Bible? You read the Bible?
This is the Christian church, brother.
Yo, yeah, I don't know how y'all don't know Jacob and Israel.
So if you look at this sign right here, right? What does the top of that sign say?
The 12 tribes of Israel.
So who is Israel?
Israel is Jacob. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel whose name was
Changed to Israel. Okay? So when you
This
hear
is your grandfather right here.
right. So I'm gonna have him read it again because the reason why I asked it because it says that the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. And it's just a way of saying it's the same person, but it's the Most High likes to repeat himself, right? And it's showing that how he changed them from one name to the other. So go ahead and continue that.
And he's telling you he's going to have, just to put it in layman's terms, he's going to have mercy on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? He's going to choose them because they're his chosen people according to the Bible.
But you said Jacob is.
Jacob, meaning when they say Israel, they're talking about, like, say your last name was Marcus, right? The original person with the name Marcus, he would be Marcus. But every descendant he has, they can still call you Marcus because that's your last name, right? So Jacob is the first person to be called Israel, right? He's Israel. All his kids, they're the Israelites, right?
So Jacob is
Israel. That's right. His name was changed to Israel, right? You know, so,
Yasharallah is how you would say it in Hebrew.
right. But go ahead.
Yahweh became Yasharallah.
Yeah, go ahead and finish that.
So
Says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, meaning he's going to have mercy and choose him, and set them in their own land.
So it says right here that the Lord is going to have mercy on Jacob and on Israel and set them in their own land. Continue.
And we know that that's not the people there now because they didn't get set there by Jesus. They got set there by the Balfour Declaration in 1948, right? So the Jewish people can't be who we're talking about here. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Strangers, that will be the other nations, right? Those who are not of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? That would be your so-called Asian. That would be your so-called Arab man, your so-called African.
Asians,
Asian Africans, right?
Indians.
Those who are not of the bloodline or seed line of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Go ahead and continue.
Says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people, meaning Jacob, shall take them and bring them to their place.
So we're bringing these other nations of people with us to our place. We read earlier in Revelation where it said the city of Jerusalem, right? We're bringing them to our place where we will dwell, right? That's what it's saying right here. Go ahead and continue.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
Shall do what?
Possess them.
I got a question. What does possess mean? You have a purse.
no. Like a possession.
No, like a possession. You have a purse around a strap. Does that belong to you or does that belong to someone else? So is that your possession?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's read that again.
Says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
So it's saying that the nation of Israel are going to possess other nations of people, meaning that they are going to belong to the children of Israel, right? As a possession, as property, right? Let's see what for.
For servants.
For what?
For servants and handmaids.
For servants and
Specify the
handmaids.
male and the female.
Right. The same exact thing that our ancestors were a possession of who? Those who ruled America and still rule America today, right? We were their servants. We were their handmaids.
And not just them.
Right.
Every nation had us in
every nation, not just the Esau or the so-called white man, but we served them. We planted, we built, right? We even breastfed their children, did we not? You know about that history, right? Yes, right? So we serve them in every capacity. It's saying in the new kingdom that's to come, where Israel will have mercy, Jacob will have mercy. It says that we will take these strangers with us in our land, possess them as servants and handmaids. Continue.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Did you hear that? Read that again.
And let me finish it out. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
It says they shall take them captives whose captives they were. Our people were captives under them. So what we're seeing is we're seeing trading places happen. See the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy? You remember that movie from the 80s, right? We're trading places. That's simply all we're doing. That's what the Most High is a just God. He has everything on a balance, right? What they did is not going to be done.